What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time stopping in, this is the Performance Drivers Society, and on this channel you will find a variety of videos from reviews to mods to races to tips videos like I'm doing today. You know, I get asked frequently a question that I'm always happy to talk about how to get your first sports car. Doesn't matter how old or young you are, getting your first sports car is one of the most exciting things you can do, and for me that was how I really dived into the car industry. I always loved cars, but once I got my 2015 Camaro, I really got into the car industry and started making videos like you're watching today. So today I have 5 specific tips for you guys on how to get your first sports car. So tip number 1 is don't go in searching for only one car. Everyone you can think of it right now, you can think of that one car that you would love to have for your first sports car. Whether it's a Camaro, Mustang, BRZ, Miata, whatever it is, I recommend you guys go in searching for 2 or 3 different types of vehicles for a couple different reasons. Number 1, you might like a car on paper, you might like it on a video, but once you go and drive it, you might not like it that much anymore. For example, I first test drove a 2013 Camaro, and I was actually kind of disappointed. I didn't like it so much. And when I went back to drive a 2015 Camaro, I decided that the little extra money would be worth it for me because I liked it a whole lot more. Also, I was looking at a GTI and a couple of other cars when I was first looking. Looking at just one car is going to narrow your criteria, and at the end of the day, if you're buying used, there just might not be that car in your area, and everyone's situation is different, but going into your search looking at 2 or 3 different cars that you can compare and contrast will definitely make it a lot easier on you guys. Tip number 2 is all about money. You know, I had to talk about it. Sports cars cost money. You know, there are SUVs that cost more than sports cars, but in terms of, you know, your basics, a sports car is going to cost a little bit more money than, let's say, a sedan. So I recommend to save up as much as you can for a down payment on the car, or if you can save the entire amount and pay cash for the car, definitely do that. My first job, I worked at Chick-fil-A. A lot of you guys probably work fast food as your first job. I did the exact same thing, but I knew I wanted a Camaro, so I saved for over a year and I was able to save up over $5,000, which was not bad for an 18-year-old to put down on my Camaro, and it definitely helped me out a lot, and I'm not paying as much now since I had so much to put down at the beginning. So tip number 2 is definitely try to save up as much money you can as a down payment, or if you can go all the way and pay cash for, let's say, a $10,000, $15,000 car, more power to you guys. Tip number 3 is one you guys actually might be surprised for me to say, is don't shoot for too high of a car for your first car. Again, this doesn't really matter how old you are or how much money you have. Don't shoot too high for your first sports car. For me, of course, I would love to have an SS or a ZL1 Camaro, but I knew that getting the V6, still with a manual, rear-wheel drive, over 300 horsepower, plenty of fun, is a great first car for me to learn on and to learn how to handle a sports car in different situations. I know people personally who have jumped up and just spent all their money on this car that they really can't afford, that has a lot of power, and they end up either wrecking the thing or getting this huge speeding ticket and getting it taken away. And I guarantee you that is the last thing you want. So really take that into consideration when you're going out and looking for your first car. Try not to get something too serious. Really, for your first sports car, you want something lighter, more fun, something you can take on the back roads and have a lot of fun with. I know that's coming from a 5th gen Camaro owner, but still, I have a lot of fun on the back roads with my car, and it's not like I'm at the drag strip every weekend. I haven't even gone yet to the drag strip. And I tell this to everyone, the power, the horsepower, and torque rating don't matter at all. It's about how the car makes you feel. It's true. My car is 323 horsepower. I have driven SS Camaros, and honestly, I still prefer my car. I just like the way it revs out. I like the transmission. I like the feel of the car. Now, eventually, I do want to upgrade to an SS or something else For now, I'm really happy with the choice that I made, and I'm sure you guys will as well, no matter how much horsepower your car has. Remember, it's just a number. It's all about how the car makes you feel. Tip number 4 is it's never too early to start running some numbers. What I mean by this is if you're sitting there right now saying, okay, I can't get a sports car right now, but maybe in a year or two I can get a sports car, then two things are very important to start doing now. Number 1 is saving money, of course. Cars cost money. You're going to need money to buy the car and make the payments on it. So number 1 is save money. And the second thing is start running some numbers. Don't be scared to go into a dealership and say, hey, this is the car that I want. I'm not able to get it right now, but these are the payments I want to be around. This is about how much money I make. What's it going to take to get into a car like this? And yes, you will meet some salesmen who are not going to want anything to do with you, because some salesmen only make commission. But still, don't be scared to go into a dealership, test drive the car, sit down, run the numbers, figure out what it's going to take for you to get in the car. This is something I wish I did prior to getting my Camaro. I kind of just got thrown into it because something happened with the car that I was driving and I needed to get it pretty much right away. But if I had been looking for 2-3 years prior saying, this is the car I want, go into the dealership, this is how much it's going to cost, it would make it a lot easier in the end, because when you get to that point, you can take your wad of cash or whatever it takes, go into the dealership, say, hey, here's my down payment, this is the car that I want, I already test drove it, let's get the paperwork started. And number 5 is kind of a broader tip, but it's really, really important, maybe the most important tip besides the money, is no matter what you end up with, be happy. So what am I talking about? I have a 2015 1LS Camaro. It is the base model, and that's all that I could afford at that age. You have no idea how many people who tell me all the time, should have at least gotten an RS, should have gotten the SS. I hear it all the time, but at the end of the day, I'm really happy with my car, and you can find things with your car, no matter if it's the base model or the top of the line model, that will make you happy. For example, my car is manual, it's rear wheel drive, it has a limited slip differential, it has 2 traction control modes. It's a lot of fun for me, and it's the lightest 5th gen Camaro that was made from 2010 to 2015. So I'm lighter than an RS. And no matter what things your car lacks when you buy it, you will learn to love the things it doesn't lack and love the way the car makes you feel. Because remember, you clicked on this video because you want a sports car, not a luxury car. There are things that you give up when you buy a sports car, especially if you only have the money for a base model. It doesn't matter. Be happy with what you end up with. And chances are when you get it, you'll start looking at, alright, what do I want my next car to be? And that doesn't mean that you're not happy with the car. Like, I'm already looking on the internet at prices of other cars. I'm not in the financial condition, or I'm not ready to upgrade yet. I'm still doing performance mods to my car and everything. I have plans for my car, but I still look, what do I want my next car to be? And you guys would probably do the same, but be happy with your decision. No matter what you can end up with, be happy with it. So guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if it's your first time stopping by, make sure to hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, or if you're one of the loyal subscribers, thank you for sticking around. We have plenty of things to come in the future. Next video is probably going to be another car story. If you haven't seen those, go check them out. I have a playlist of 2 car stories that I made. Very funny, and look forward to the next one, guys. I look forward to seeing all you guys in the next video. Take care, and good luck getting your first sports car.